Good afternoon, everyone. We're delighted to see all of you here. We're going to start the webinar. It is 3 p.m. Central Time. Thank you for joining the REL Southwest today for the Bridge Event webinar, The Data Informed District, Research and How Educators Use Data to Inform Practice. Our presenter today is Dr. Jeffrey C. Wayman. Before we get started with the webinar, let me briefly share with you background information about the Regional Educational Laboratory Program in REL Southwest. My name is Jackie Bernisky, and I serve as the lead for Dissemination and Collaboration, or Task 5 and 6, for the REL Southwest. Many of you have logged in recently, and I want to give a technical assistance tip, and that is if you have called in using the conference call system, and so you do not hear feedback between your computer and the phone, please select the arrow to the right of the speaker icon and then select Mute Conference Audio Only. Thank you. Here is a map of the United States showing you the Regional Educational Laboratory Program. If you're not familiar with the program, there are 10 regional educational laboratories across the country. The Southwest region is indicated in orange and serves Texas and the surrounding states. We are very excited that today we have participants from all across the country and the world, and not only from our region, the Southwest. In fact, in our registration, there were over 180 registrants from 42 states and 4 countries. There are currently 84 participants on the webinar. In addition, you can look at the map and see which regional educational laboratory represents you and serves your region. The short name for the Regional Educational Laboratory Program is the REL. The REL program is designed to partner with school districts, with state departments of education, policymakers, and other people who are interested in the work of the Regional Laboratory Program. This work is to conduct research and build the capacity in our region to use data in order to improve academic outcomes for students served by the schools in our region. As you can see here, this is a contract with the Institute of Education Sciences, or IES, at the U.S. Department of Education, which is the funding source that sponsors the Bridge event. So at the REL Southwest, you can see our goal to improve academic outcomes for students. And that is the goal of the other laboratories as well. We do that by helping states and school districts to use research and data to answer important questions of policy and practice. We also have 6 research alliances that we work with in the region. They are our partners in conducting all of this research. One of the primary ideas behind this REL contract is that researchers will partner with practitioners so that the research that is conducted will be relevant to practitioners and that we can bridge the gap between research and practice. So by partnering with the research alliances, we provide technical assistance that's related to selecting, analyzing, and interpreting data and evidence around questions that the research alliances have about particular problems with practice. So it is our alliance members who provide the direction and the focus of what the research will be. Another way that we connect the education researchers with practitioners is through events such as this one, which we call bridge events because they are intended to bridge research and practice. So here you can see listed our 6 research alliances in the REL Southwest. Today you're going to meet Janice. She will be helping us with this webinar. She is our liaison for the 2 research alliances focused on pre-kindergarten education, and one of those is in Arkansas and the other one in New Mexico. We also have a research alliance in Louisiana focused on charter schools. There is a second research alliance in New Mexico that focuses on the achievement gap among Hispanic and Native American students. We have the Oklahoma Rural Schools Research Alliance, and finally the Texas Hispanic STEM Research Alliance, which is focused on pathways for Hispanic students from kindergarten all the way through college and into careers in the STEM disciplines. So next I want to just share with you an image of our REL Southwest website. You can find information about the services that we offer through our website, including the Ask REL Southwest, where folks from our region are invited to ask a question related to research, and there's a form from our website. You can fill that out And we'll do our best to answer that question or refer you to someone who can help you. So I mentioned our 6 research alliances. If you go to that area of our website, you'll be able to see all of our members and the folks that we work with in each of those research alliances. We have links to resources organized by research alliance and states with many data resources as well as research and reports. We also have a bulletin that we send out electronically called the Southwest Spotlight. Many of you have already subscribed to that when you registered for our webinar, and if you haven't done so, we invite you to do that. The Bridge event today will eventually be on our website in our archived events, so if you want to go back and refresh your memory about the information that Dr. Wayman will present, you're welcome to do that on our website. Our URL is relsouthwest.cetl.org. Well, that's our brief introduction about the REL Southwest and the Regional Educational Laboratory Program. So now I'm going to just do quickly an overview of our webinar features and norms. Many of you just joined us. A lot of you already heard this when you joined early, but I will go through this quickly. So I think most of you have already located the speaker icon and used the arrow to mute conference audio only if you have called into the webinar. And you are all muted, so we do use the chat pods to hear from you and not the telephone. So many of you have introduced yourselves and you know how to use the chat pods, so we invite you to continue to do that. There is the technical assistance chat pod, and then you have posted information in the examples and insights chat pod, and you have introduced yourself, which we appreciate. And then there is going to be a question chat pod available later in the webinar. You will notice a transition throughout the webinar as we switch layout. For example, when Dr. Wayman is speaking, we will have his PowerPoint presentation up, and you'll see a different layout. We are going to show a video, and then we will have a stakeholder feedback survey where you will be able to select the link and complete the survey to give us your feedback. As I mentioned, this webinar is being recorded and will be archived on the REL Southwest website and available for anyone to access. So again, thank you for joining us today. And this is the goal for our Data Use Bridge event, which many of you saw when you registered for the Bridge event, and that is why you're here. It's to present and examine research describing the components, roadblocks, and facilitators for using data to improve district, school, and classroom practice. And this is our agenda for today. We've done the overview. We're going to hear after a short video from Dr. Wayman, and we're going to have some questions and discussion facilitated by Dr. Shanna Shaw, who is our REL Southwest researcher, and Janice Kaiser, who is the Research Alliance Liaison for the Arkansas and New Mexico Pre-Kindergarten Research Alliances. Again, we welcome you this afternoon, and I'm turning the webinar over to Shanna.
Thanks, Jackie. As Jackie said, before we move into Dr. Wayman's presentation, we're going to show a short video from the Doing What Works series. It's called Using Student Achievement Data to Support Instructional Decision Making. And it's important to point out that this video illustrates an interesting example of data use at the classroom level, which is distinct from Dr. Wayman's focus at the district level. But both the video and Dr. Wayman's talk today focus on data use for instructional improvement.
My name is Vernati Gaddy. I am a 7th and 8th grade language arts teacher at Shotwell Middle School in Houston, Texas, as part of Aldine Independent School District. The data analysis booklets are a tool that was developed by our department head, Barbara Dixon, to help us assist the students in tracking their progress as they go throughout the year, taking the benchmark exams and the other standardized exams, to help the students determine what they need help with and how they can improve not only their scores, but their logic behind their decision making when they choose certain answers. The students always start by looking at what answers they got right and what answers they got wrong. They're supposed to write down the question that they got wrong, write down the answer choices that were available to them, and write down the answer that they chose. And then after that, the students are expected to write down why they chose the answer that they chose, what their rationale was. In some classrooms, they'll go a step further in the booklets and write down how they're going to improve for the next exam. The data analysis booklets also allow students to see exactly what areas that they have concerns in. When they go back and they look at their exam, with the teacher's guidance, of course, and they notice, oh, I missed questions 2, 5, and 7. Those are all mood and tone questions. They'll put that in their data analysis booklet, and then they'll have a better understanding of the fact that maybe they're deficient in that area, and they know that that's what they in particular need to focus on. They're also required to go back, write down why they missed those answers, which is the most valuable piece, I think, because they really have to be cognizant of why they're making the mistakes they're making. Initially, students weren't really keen on the idea of the data analysis booklets, just like we as teachers weren't really keen on having to do all of our own data analysis, because it's very overwhelming to look at a bunch of numbers or to have to track your progress and see where you were weak and where you were strong. So initially, the students weren't really keen on the idea. They said, we took the test, we're done with the test, why do we have to go back and look at this test again? But now, as they've noticed that they've improved in areas and they're seeing the growth and they're taking ownership of it, and they're noticing that the reason they're improving is because not only did they help identify their own weaknesses, but they came up with a plan, and guess what, it worked? Well, now they're really starting to enjoy looking at their data analysis booklets, working on their data analysis booklets, and then planning again for the next time that they need to work on their data analysis booklets. I think that the data analysis booklets are a wonderful tool for students beyond just learning their core content area, beyond just learning language arts or math or science, because they provide students a way to strategize how they're going to be problem solvers in the future.